So yeah, pick something that I think aligns with who you are as a person and your current skill sets, and 2, don't deviate.
Yeah,
right?
stick with it.
Stick with it. You gotta pay your dues, right? You gotta take some bruises and bumps initially to reap the reward.
What does your future look like? What does it look like in the next 10 years for your operations? What goals and ambitions do you have? What does your investing look like?
So at first, like, I was just trying to get to as many units as possible. Like, that was just my sole focus, was like, get units. But now I want to really master the finance side of the business, right? So I can learn and strategically take risks and take the company to continue to grow strategically while still taking on risk, but calculated risk.
Right.
So I want to learn how to do that better. If that means bringing on more units, great. If it means maybe reducing the number of units we have and getting better units in the portfolio, then doing that.
Right.
So I think if I build on that foundation, then the company can, grow as big as I want it to go.
Yeah, 100%. If it's healthy, it will. And that's if you make the right decisions. I think you're thinking about it right. In the property management world, I think a decade ago, people would talk about their unit count constantly. I manage 5,000 units. I manage 7,000 units. I manage, whatever. And it's this big EO game. Mm-hmm. It turned probably within the past decade, within the past 5 years. Fortunately, since, I've been doing it for 8 years. And it's probably around the time I got into the industry, I was kind of raised into this. We call it RPU, revenue per unit. And it's, don't focus on the unit count, focus on the revenue per unit. And you can have 500 units and have a way more profitable, successful, higher net income than 1,000 units. Mm-hmm. And so it's the same goes with investing, right? We know that. And so like, if you're doing arbitrage or master leasing, whatever you want to call it, you could have really, and I'm sure you experience this with the amount that you have already, like you have some that are really phenomenal. And you probably have some where you're like, maybe I should not renew that lease. Mm-hmm. Like, there's going to be a couple of those, right? And your decision to not renew that lease and then buy or engage in a few more that are phenomenal, you might have the same unit count, but your business is going to look drastically different.
Correct.
And your stress, the amount of touches you have in it and everything like that is going to get less and less.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what advice would you have for people who want to get started in real estate investing? Very generally speaking, we don't know their financial status or network status or anything like that, but let's just say it's Dario back in the day where you're like, hey, maybe I want to do this thing. What are the first step or two that they should take?
So when I first started going to like Dealmaker, like all the strategies work, right? Yeah. And so it's like an overwhelm of like, which one do I pick? So I think doing the work to understand who you are as a person and where you could leverage your personality, your current skill sets the most, I think that's like step one. Because ironically, like the money thing kind of works itself out, right? With enough, you guys still got to put in the work and figure that part out. But when you have a sense of alignment with the path that you're on, it just feels right and you gain traction better. I feel like that's one. But the traction part takes time. So it's like you have to allow those first deposits, time-wise, effort, it's like you don't see a return on that, at least in my case, initially. And for me, it took several years to like really see things start to kind of slowly go up. I think had I focused like I am now and allowed time for the things that I was trying to do to, materialize, like the wholesaling or the flipping, right? If I had just dedicated myself to any one of those, I'd be in a different situation now. Right. So pick something that I think aligns with who you are as a person and your current skill sets, and 2, don't deviate.
Yeah,
right?
Stick with it.
Stick with it. You gotta pay your dues, right? You gotta take some bruises and bumps initially to reap the reward.